And hello, my fellow nerds. This is Orlam here. Welcome back once again to our Wonderland Remastered Steam release. So I'm not gonna waste any time on the intro. We're going straight into Orlam's after story. So let's just see what happens after his epilogue. I'm actually really excited to finish all this, so I can get to a different game. But that doesn't mean I don't like this game. August 13th, 2016. Ooh, wait, okay. Wait, we got different music this time? Alright. You appear befuddled, dear. I turned to the sound of Orlam's voice, gaze flicking from the quickly passing scenery outside of the car, at the lilted curve of a smile, currently directed at me from behind the wheel of his 2018 Corvette convertible. That it's a look I'm well accustomed to, knowing that knowing grin that always sneaks its way into his face whenever I'm acting particularly bamboozled or starstruck. Or cute, according to him. Though I don't know if I agree with the sentiment. We're leaving town? We're leaving town, he says simply, turning back to the road as we zoom along the I-35 past Lambrook city limits. Fascinating. I look back towards the landscape, pushing a flurrying lock of hair out of my eyes, as I let the wind whip past my cheeks, bursting clear as we go whizzing past mile marker after mile marker. I had no idea what's going on, where he's taking me, the reason for the sudden getaway, but only that I'd found him in the kitchen this morning grinning ear to ear before telling me to pack my bags, ready my body for the ultimate experience. A few years ago, such a statement would have seen me spritz my linens right there on the floor. But now I know this is just Orlam's way of saying something is gonna be pretty cool or something. I'm still attempting to figure out what he means when he refers to me as an adorable, especially given it seems to be positive. Do I even want to know? You know what? I don't want to know. I don't want to know what it says. I'll probably never know. At any rate, after herding me into the car, he'd fill up the tank and aimed for the highway, and here we are now, all without one word about what any of this is about or where we're going. And somehow none of this surprises me. I sit back, hands in my lap, fingers clasping and unclasping as I chew idly on the inside of my cheek, blinking. I sense Orlam's gaze and glance back. He's got that grin again. That god-awful grin that, like he's privy to some choice bit of humor that's far beyond my ken. What? You look like a fish when you do that, you know? Do what? He points to his cheek. I realize the inner flesh of my own cheek as it comes between my teeth. I'm astounded you haven't masticated straight through it, the poor epidermal sheath. I instinctively draw my tongue across the roughened thumb where I so often chew, the edges of it stinging lightly. He's not wrong, but I also have no idea why I do it, or how to stop. Half the time, I don't even realize I'm doing it. Oh, okay, so I guess that explains why Iggy always chews the inside of his cheek. It's just a nervous tick. Habit, I guess. Or that works too. Yes, dirty little things, aren't they? He flicks the turn signal on, throwing a quick glance at the road behind us before veering into the other lane to pass the car in front of us. I beg your pardon? A laugh. Jest, dear. The engine hums beneath us as he speeds out to make the pass before leveling off. I'm sure. I poke the arrow in my tongue and turning just as we clear a copse of trees and squinting as the newly revealed sun sears brilliantly across my eyes. Man, what about your habit of gallivanting me off to who knows where at the drop of a hat, huh? Hey, without the benefit of a car-proof roof, my only choice is to perch my hand up to the side of the door to block out the sun. Orlam laughs at this, a nice loud bell too, like the type you'd expect to hear at a fancy dinner party while scoffing about the state of the peasantry. Habit? This isn't a habit, dear. It's a mission. Mission? Calling, you might say. A vocation, showing young Maxwell the world and may he feast upon the pleasures that it provides. You're so weird. We examine that cheek once we arrive at our destination. My cheek? You really think it's that bad? He also he looks at me at this, looks at me long and hard until he's forced to turn back to the road lest we end up in a ditch as opposed to the fantasy harbor of his. Another laugh. Your lip, dear. I blink, bring a hand to my mouth, growing exponentially more bewildered by the second. Orlam rolls his eyes, sighed in a heavy breath. Your effrontery, your gall, your... He starts snapping his fingers with increasingly sharper flicks of his arm. Your nerve. You're ridiculous lexicon. I snark back with a snap of my own. Don't get coy with me, boy. But I just grin and resume my cheek chewing as I let my eyes flutter close, focusing on nothing but the breeze and the smell of the open air, the sun warming my skin. Wherever it is he's taken us, I'm sure it has to be somewhere nice. Somewhere pleasant. Somewhere... Ooh! Switch to a bit of a jazzier tune. Yes, a reservation for a brewbatcher? Orlam taps almost impatiently on the dark marble of the hotel front desk, the dapper man sitting behind it immediately setting his keyboard. I would be standing next to him. Except I'm currently ogling wall-to-wall aquariums on every side of the lobby, my mouth open like a fish and my eyes no doubt as wide as swimming pools. Whoa, I muttered beneath my breath, watching the various sea critters flitting about their vast blue havens. If I had to guess where Orlam had been taking had been taking me, Harry, you got a bit of a typo here. It certainly would not have been giant fancy tower of a hotel that had appeared upon the horizon after about an hour and a half of driving and a sort of eastern divert past the world's largest truck stop. And and it definitely would not have included the lavish marbled interior as we walked inside, nor the enthusiastic bellhops that had seemed overjoyed at taking our suddenly very meager looking bags. I absolutely without a single doubt would not have expected the lobby to rise up sharply above my head. Before forming a gilded marble arch peppered with extravagant chandeliers before winding beautifully back towards the perfectly polished floor to reveal a literal zoo's worth of deep blue aquariums, all of them swimming with a wide assortment of brilliantly colored fish and flora. Oh, I mutter again as I watch long slender something rather fish go flying past my starstruck eyes. Ignatius, I strained sharply, realizing I being perhaps childish. And when I turn around, I see Orlam beckoning me towards the desk. I shuffle over like a sheepish penguin. The dirty tennis shoes slap again ostentatiously atop the spitstone floor. Yes, dear, good. Here's your card. Here's your card. Orlam hands me one of the electronic room cards, the surface smooth and cool beneath my fingers. He says something else to the kind gentleman behind the desk. My attention has already been drawn back to the towering ceiling and how it makes me feel a little bit dizzy as I stare up at the glimmering lights. I can see the railings on the floor high above. I can't help but wonder if someone up there might be looking down at me too. Before I become too engrossed, however, Orlam gives me a crisp ratatar tat on my shoulder before clicking between his teeth as he bids me to come along now. Then we're clip-clopping towards the elevator's friendly bellhop in tow with our bags. I try to control myself the entire way up. I do quite well too. Not once as we were ascending the great glass elevator with its magnificent view of the central lobby, did I press my face against the pane in wonder. Instead, staring straight ahead, blinking between Orlam and the bellhop. Not once do I run to the railing, look down over the side at the lobby far below. Once we make it to the floor of our room, instead of walking calmly behind Orlam like a capable adult. And not once do I rapidly itch my nose or flap my hands or give in to and more garish of my overexcited little mannerisms as Orlam unlocked the door to our room. A large suite on one of the top floors, and we wander inside. Even as I take in the giant waterbed, the gorgeous personal aquarium, the lush blue tapestries, the ornate aquatic furnishings, in fact, I'm a perfectly calm, collected human being until the moment the bellhop clicks the door shut on his way out. Then Orlam turns to me with a slight rise of his left brow. I lose it. I start rapidly rubbing my nose in increasingly loudening squeaks and begin humming and burring and thrumming on the depths of my vocal cords. Oh my gosh! I fling my hands up and down at fervent flourishes, head flickering left and right. Oh my gosh. I waddle quickly to the bed, slapping my hands down the flowing surface and making the water as I ripple and roll. I stumble over the aquarium, watching the fish in our room, our fish, swim elegantly about the calm blue water. I turned quite quickly to the back door, opening it wide and stepping out of on the balcony with a quaint little table and wide open views spreading miles and miles in every direction. Oh my gosh! I immediately set to my nose once more. Everything is beautiful. Everything is far on my league. Everything is enjoying yourself. Holmes' voice from behind as he steps out not to join me from the balcony jerks me from my overwrought reverie, and I turn back to the visible tears brimming in my eyes and turning everything to a watery blue blur. It's wonderful, I sobbed. Excellent. Buffs. His watch on his shirt. His watch on his shirt, looking very pleased with himself. I had hoped the aquatic elements here would be particularly to your liking, given your predilected towards all things cerulean. A pause. And your fascination with slowly moving objects floating in brine. Uh, no, nobody introduced Iggy to Cerulean City. Why? I sputtered out, my eyes returning to the breathtaking view past the balcony railing. Almost convertible in the balcony, it looks like a tiny toy far, far below us. Do I need a reason to lavish you with the fineries? You ask me that like I can answer. Me, the awkward developer, holed up in our apartment like some kind of nocturnal creature that you somehow deign to allow within your presence. Don't think so poorly of yourself. A laugh. And for a minute, we stand there, both of us looking out across the landscape. There's something weird about it. A sense of familiarity. One of those odd deja vu flashes that will occasionally spiral up and out and blossom in my brain like a memory of a dream. Or a dream within a dream. Looking out across the world like this, with Orlam, only perhaps darker, stars like pinpricks against piebald sky. A deep sense of my heart twists ever so slightly as though suddenly racked by sensations of centuries past. But then Orlam clouds a hand atop my shoulder, giving my twiggy frame a little shake, and the feeling quickly fades. Now then, we've much to do. Much to do? Of course, I have an entire evening planned. I need to delight the senses, as it were, and crown with a particularly enchanted denouement, if I do say so myself. I've blinked at him a few times. Despite how many years Rome and I have lived together at this point, despite how many times he's befuddled me, overwhelmed me, completely discombobulated me, that there doesn't seem to pass a day where I don't yet again ponder the hell I've gotten myself into with this man. And tonight, well, tonight looks like to be another one of those nights. Scrooge's word, the night is a delight to the senses. Every last one of them. A thousand delights across 1,000 senses, siphoning pure concentrated euphoria straight to my bloodstream at 200 dph. Delights per hour. That I'm gonna use that now. Anytime I feel happy, I'm just gonna say this is going at 200 dph. Oh yeah, and speaking of Euphoria, me and my friends actually finished watching Euphoria, and honestly, I didn't really like the ending all that much, but I guess not every story needs to have a perfect ending or a happy or a sad one. Like they just need to have an ending, and that's about it. But like honestly, I did like Euphoria. It was a really good show. First is our trip to the hotel sauna, which at first I balk at. Me? Take my clothes off in front of complete strangers? Surely you must be mad. Then he reveals that he reserved it especially for us for the hour. I hop out of my clothes like a rabbit in heat. Then proceed to drown in about 5,000 liters of sweat as I lie splayed and unkempt atop the moistened bench until I find myself becoming quite lightheaded. Orlam, meanwhile, doesn't have a hair out of place and has sweat not but a single bead that glistens perfectly as it veers down towards his collarbone, like some kind of picture-perfect model of humanity. I hate him so much. This is a lie. Next, he has a couple of massage books. Now, I've never had a massage before, always a bit too nervous about the whole situation. The awkwardness, the nakedness, the somehow coming out of the sauna feeling like a new man and standing next to my gleaming Lothario of a partner. I find myself brimming with newfound confidence and barely bat an eye at the suggestion. And lo does it manifest in me until pleasures upon which my naughty tree branch of a body has never before felt. That woman beats me, molds me, kneads me into the gelatinous dough that threatens to ooze down all over the floor at a moment's notice. I may or may not even utter a number of mildly salacious uncloudities as I fade in and out of my muscle-molded ecstasy. At one point, I throw a glance at Orlam lying on the table next to mine. He just looking at me, the fucker. Looking at me with the aggravatingly knowing grin of his. But I don't care. I'm feeling way too good. So good I don't even shy away when Orlam's fingers cross the threshold to find mine. Sneaky little imp. Then it's back to our room to shower. The bathroom is a decadent oasis. A shower, a forbidden waterfall tucked away in the hidden alcoves of some lush tropical jungle. Its massive rainfall head sends water cascading down my pallid skin in veritable absolution of my sins. And nerves. And for the third time already that eve, I feel like some kind of shimmering Venus. My body and soul alike aglow with untold raptures. I can certainly get used to this. The night is still far from over. As soon as I step out of my natatory embryo, Orlam is already tutting and tatting and urging me into the elegant attire he told me to ensure I pack. It's nothing particularly special after all. I don't usually have need for formal wear. In fact, I wouldn't have need for this at all, were it not for the occasional party or business events that Orlam invites me to. But it's fine enough, and had received approval from Orlam upon its purchase. A simple navy sport coat paired with a blue dress shirt and black slacks, though Orlam is still trying to get me to buy better shoes. By the time I'm done changing, Orlam has also slipped into his evening habiliments, a rather striking coat of crimson with a matching tie. It's an outfit I've never seen on him before, and for a moment I stand there awkwardly and gangly and a little sheepish just staring at him. That's new. Special raiment for a special night. A touch of warmth drums up across my cheeks. I step forward like to tug the knot of his tie more to the center, straightening out the silken fabric with a fumbling brush of my fingers. Putting me to shame here or something. Orlam's hand finds mine, stopping it in his nervous ministrations. His bony fingers feel warm atop my own, steady grounding. Nonsense, he simply says, before leaning forward and gives me a soft peck on the lips. You look stunning as always. My cheeks flush further, a bouquet of heat radiating from my skin. I don't respond, but I never do when Orlam compliments me like this. Something he seems to find endearing. Now then, shall we abscond to dinner? Dude, I really like the music that Carrot picks out. It's really nice. This way, gentlemen. Can't help but feel a bit out of my league and growing increasingly more so by the minute, as the waiter leads us to our table in one of the fanciest fine dining establishments I've ever had the pleasure of patronizing. My arm has found itself latched onto Orlam's, perhaps out of habit, and my grip on the bone tightens ever so slightly as my gaze flicks left, then right, then left again, taking in the ambiance and its aura of oozing refinement. This place is so fancy, I whispered near his ear. Yes, rather nice, isn't it? Half expect him to announce you at the door, full name and all. He raises a brow at this. And for a moment, I swear I catch a twinkle of something there. Something beneath his words, like some kind of secret joke that only we two share. Except the joke is buried so deep within the folds of my brain I can't seem to recall how it started. But then we arrive at our table, and next to one of the massive windows looking out on breathtaking night landscape, and I forget about it entirely. The table is picture perfect, from the neatly folded napkins to the multiple courses worth of fine china to the fluttering candelabra in the center, its flame of flickering reflection of the darkened window pane behind. And even as we take our seats, Orlam is already discussing the wine options with the waiter. I let him do his usual thing, my own attention on gorgeous nightscape backdropping our meal. This is beautiful, I say with only slight shudder in my voice, once we're alone again. The pleasures of the world, Ignatius. I laugh. How much did all this cost? One smile. I finally turn away from the window, browse arced in dubious amusement. Yeah, I'm sure all you had to do was flash them those pearly whites, you charmer, you. Not mine. Yours. I blink. Blink again. And Orlam's mouth curls up in pleased satisfaction. Because I would gladly spend anything to see that face of yours awash with delight. That face of mine promptly floods with heat. I bring a hand to my mouth in embarrassment and quickly look away, feeling altogether discomposed. How was he able to do this? Every single time. All it takes is a single comment, a single look, a single teasing dalliance. And the blood rushes to my cheeks like a wildfire. Every single time. Yes, me. Orlam seems pleased at my reaction, as he always is. I'm simply happy you're enjoying yourself, dear. And then a beat later, when our waiter returns, here comes our wine. Shall we raise a glass? I quickly attempt to compose myself, not wanting to look like a complete mess. At least not yet, when Orlam is surely not done with these attacks on my nervous system. Once our glasses have been filled, we bring them together in a soft, warm clink that seems to hum and bounce off the table, dancing in the light of a candle. To what then? Just smiles? Just smiles. And we drink to that. The rest of the dinner continues the theme of gaiety, the wine flowing like water as we presented with 5 stunning courses, each one more delicious than the last. In fact, it's only as we're gorging on our fresh ahi tuna steaks that I realize that every single course has been one of my favorites. From the blue cheese wedge salad to the lobster mabo tofu plates to the platter of garlic bread and oil practically melting on my tongue. Ooh, I love garlic bread. I narrow my eyes at him from behind, the forkful of wasabi-tinged tuna currently rolling around my mouth, but say nothing. He simply smiles and ears in mirth from across the table, slicing off a piece for himself with painfully slow grace. Damn, does he make my blood boil sometimes. In all different ways. By the time the main courses are finished, I've downed the 3 glasses of who knows how pricey wine, and I'm feeling delightfully loose and free, my belly and my heart full. All orders us a bottle of port as a digestive, whatever that is, but it tastes good and feels fancy. Truly, I'm starting to feel like some kind of royalty, and the way Orlam keeps looking at me isn't helping any, as though I'm the only person in this entire hall. He keeps the tendrils of heat crawling across my neck and cheeks throughout the entire meal. Then this was the big climax, huh? Certainly a feast and all of this. Haven't eaten this well in months. I laugh about the mouthful of port, feeling warm and buzzy with bliss. Orlam glances up from the top to check, where he's currently tucking his card. He rocks a brow. 1. I do try to improve your daily diet as much as you resist. He signals for a waiter to return, handing him a neat black folder. 2. He continues straightening his tie atop his shirt. The grand finale is yet to arrive. Oh? This can he pause, mostly because I have zero idea where things could possibly go from here, especially after everything we've already done. Now you've got me peaked. Oh, this will be peak, all right, as the young folks say. Oh god, Carrot, you're getting too much into the modern lingo, my friend. The waiter has returned with his card, and he quickly scrawls his signature across the bottom of the receipt. A florid affair. Care to join me for a little stroll to help the bowels churn? That sounded disgusting, but sure. Holmes extends his elbow, and I follow suit, taking it with only a slight wobble as my stiffened legs find their balance. Then we're off. Out of the restaurant, back to the winding halls away from the chatter, following the ornate floral pattern of the decadent carpet. We walk until we reach the elevators, and my brows twist slightly upon seeing him hit not the button for the ground floor, as one might expect for an evening stroll. Nor the button for our room if we perhaps needed to change or fetch something out for our outing. No, he hits the button for the top floor of the hotel. And I can only watch with increasing curious trepidation as our glass capsule takes us up, past even the atrium of the lobby, into the dim ambience of the upper levels as we pass floor to floor. Where are we going? I finally ask once the question buzzing on my tongue grows too potent. But Orlam only responds with a little hum. And soon we arrive at the top floor, stepping out to the small lobby with a grand set of white doors a distance away. I thought you might enjoy a bit of a spectacle. Ivan says, stepping out and leading me towards the door. I catch a small plaque outside with the words observatory on it just before he pushes over the gilded threshold and ushers me inside. I let out a soft gasp. It's an atrium of sorts. A small round theater with a row of chairs circling the outside with nothing in the middle. No, not nothing. Because the stage is not in front, but above. My gaze rises, eyes trembling as they fill with the sight of the entire universe opening up above me. One giant domed window pointed straight out into the night sky, 1,000 pinpricks of light. A galaxy of stars just for me. It's like a damn painting or something. And instantly I feel my anxiety begin to recede, almost as though swallowed up by all the calming blue. I thought you might like it. I'm once again overcome by a feeling of familiarity, so strong it nearly makes my knees buckle. Sensations and feelings and memories that seem to buzz on my fingertips. I turn to Orlam, lip trembling. Orlam, I simply say. His crimson suit jacket looks almost purple beneath the ethereal blue of the sky. Yes, Iggy? I'm struggling to form words. Not only because my very soul feels like it's getting sucked out into all these swirling nebulae, but also because the intensity of the deja vu is so strong now that it's making my entire frame quake. It's like I'm looking straight into some kind of looking glass and seeing another version of myself in a different life, a different world, one I had experienced long ago. I flicked my gaze back up to the stars again for a moment, clenching and unclenching my fists before returning my look of uncertainty to the shorter man next to me. Do you think we've done this before? Oh, smiles that knowing little smile. I think we've done many times before, Iggy. I've learned to stop questioning it. I mean, for real though, this and standing here, you and me, I am being real. I blink and let my hands fall from where I've been fervently gesturing towards the ceiling. Oh, Jesus. Like, I got jump scared for the freaking buzzing. I heard buzzing in my ear. I thought it was a bug flying around. No, it's just my headphones. Oh, God. It's at that moment that the spotlights lining the wall slowly begin to glow, sending beams of light, soft blue light out across the theater and illuminating our faces with shades of shivering cobalt. And a lilting classical number begins drifting in through the speakers, like some heavenly soundtrack bestowed upon us from on high. I stand there, overwrought and overwhelmed, as I so often am. Until Orlam extends his hand. Shall we have our final dance then? On this eve of reckoning? I don't question it. I don't question anything. It all makes perfect sense. So I take his hand. As he guides me towards the center of the room, our frames casting ethereal shadows across that sea of blue, we begin to dance. Oh, look at him! This is so cute! I would say it feels almost natural, thanks to the many times Orlam has swept me up into one dance or another. The parties he's taken me to, the occasional bar night, hell, even just the living room of our apartment, where he's dimmed the lights and beckoned me for a post-dinner promenade. I don't know. I know the way my feet move now have nothing to do with those years we've spent together. No, they follow a guiding rhythm that crosses the threshold of time, of a dance we shared in another time, another place. Something wells up inside me, a feeling so strong it nearly brings tears to my eyes, something inexplicable yet breathtaking. As I move, glide as Orlam's hands guide me like rippling waves around that small observatory. A waltz beneath the stars, I'm filled with the most profound senses of peace I've ever felt. As though everything is just the way it should be. Thank you for saving me again. Orlam's brows arc as he twists me around, bringing me close. Me? Save you? Then twists me back out. I do believe you're the one who's done the saving in this situation. A laugh. Maybe we saved each other then. Our own rules? Always. I let him guide me around the circle in soft, lilting movements that make my feet and heart feel light as air. Then laugh again, cock my head to the side. Is this song from Sleeping Beauty? Ignatius, this is a classical piece by a renowned composer, not the soundtrack to some film. But this always spurs me further. I know you. I walked with you upon a dream. I begin to sing in time with the music. Ignatius. I know you. The gleam in your eyes is so familiar to gleam. Here I had expected more of you after many years of attempting to train you in the fine arts. I see my efforts have been in vain. But isn't it so fitting? After all, we did dance like this once upon a dream. I can't keep a smile off my face as I hum along and see Orlam crack an amused grin despite these complaints. You're incorrigible, and I've been told that from time to time. Almost as though in sync with the conversation, the dim blue lights had been casting down on us changed to a soft pink. What in places? See? It's fate! I exclaimed with excitement, ruining my humming with fervor as the lights changed back and forth between pink and blue, making my white hair appear as though it were being dyed by magic. Orlam, however, is unable to put up with it for long. He stops, hands going to his hips as he barks upward at the lights. What are you doing up there? There's a loud clang, almost like it's the sound of a cranium on metal. And the music comes to an abrupt stop. Before the large shadowy form comes toppling through one of the ceiling panels just beyond the dome windows. A loud startled eep. Orlam, however, just looks in disdain. Jerry? Oh my goodness, it's Jerry! I knew it! I knew that guy's name was Jerry! I had a feeling! A tall brunette gentleman groans, bringing the hand to his head, and pieces of the light clunk to the floor around him. He says, they're not gonna like this down at the desk. Well, maybe if you just done as you were told without feeling the need to improvise. I felt it right at the moment. It feels right in the moment to clock you upside the head, you blubbering buffoon. Orlam starts forward. I instantly grabbed his wrist and chuckled on my lips. Orlam, it's fine. It isn't fine. He's ruined everything. He hasn't ruined anything. Come here. Oh? I took him back towards me, resting my forehead against his, just holding him close. Tonight was magical. Thank you. His lips curled just ever so slightly back into a smile. Well, you know me. I spare no expense. No, you don't. A laugh. And then I bring my lips to his. A kiss beneath the stars. Beneath the galaxy. One that transcends some threshold I don't even understand. Okay, now now you're doing 8-bit music. Come on. It's like Carrot's trying to pander to me. Oh, never mind. There it goes. on, on the floor, Jerry groans and covers his eyes. Do you have to do that here? Quiet now, you useless Megamorph. This is a cute song. Oh my god, look at them! This is adorable! Orlam After Story end. Thank you for playing. Oof. Alright, well, that's Orlam's After Story done. I don't know if I should save Gidget's After Story for next week or not, because this episode's already 30 minutes long. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I think I'm gonna save it for the next one. So next time we're gonna be finishing off Gidget's After Story. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like, comment what you think, share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss a single notification. I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.
With